Hello, everyone. So, May 14th, 2022 was the date that the series finale for Amphibia, The Hardest Thing, aired. That was, as of the time of recording this, that was a year ago yesterday. And I just want to talk about it briefly. So, the kind of lesson that Amphibia's goal was to teach is about change. At the time of that episode airing, I was heading into my last track meet of my high school career, my last race for Pendleton, and, was heading towards graduation. And when I say that I was not prepared for an episode about saying goodbye to friends, that caught me off guard. The episode, The Hardest Thing, is about this lesson of the hardest thing. And throughout the episode, they almost make you think that the hardest thing that they're trying to teach and stress is making that the sacrifice. They keep stressing the idea of Anne having to make the ultimate sacrifice. But that doesn't end up being the hardest thing that they're talking about, because Anne makes that decision, and she doesn't doubt that decision, because why would she doubt this idea of saving this world she has come to know and appreciate? But instead, the hardest thing is, when it all comes down to it, the Calamity Box only has enough power for her to get home. And so her, Sasha, and Marcy all have to say goodbye to their found froggy family that they made in Amphibia. And that's what the hardest thing is saying goodbye and having to let go of the people you care about. And Amphibia, the whole show pretty much is about this idea of change and how change can be hard, but it's also a part of life. And I think Anne said it best herself at the end of the episode.
Change can be difficult, but it's how we grow. It can be the hardest thing to realize you can't hold on to something forever. Sometimes you have to let it go. But of the things you let go, you'd be surprised what makes its way back to you.
But even though that was probably one of the hardest lessons for me to take in that moment when I'm going into my final race for Pendleton, it's also probably the moment, looking back, it's probably the moment I needed to see that lesson the most, because I can't think of another point where I needed to be taught that lesson more. And so I just wanted to talk about, the episode. And so Amphibia was a great show, and it's always going to be one of my go-to shows to go back and rewatch. And man, I hope they make a spin-off or something, like a movie. I always see people saying they should make a movie. They should make a movie, okay? But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.